Here we go.
Right, Ash.
Okay. Sorry about the interruption. Meeting agenda. We are now reviewing and evaluate the summary of the client feedback to really look to identify and analysing the gaps in service delivery. Through looking at the survey and the results, it is evident that our business model and our policies, procedures for diversity and inclusiveness of our employees and our clients having an understanding that it's okay and required to admit that other employees and clients are dissimilar from one another. In a sense, whether it could be race, gender, faith, or even character and management bravado. The proposition for the implied bias training for our employees and clients. Within the parameters of our policies and procedures of inclusiveness and diversity, and no matter how open and unbiased and free for our employees think they are, judgments are often deep-seated. And because of socialisation and lifetime involvements, implied bias training benefits and fashions a safe place to increase unconsciousness and unconscious arrogances of communication that helps develops tools to help change conducts. Offer mentors. Our business with our understated employees, with internal and external counsellors within their group to deliver support and endorse growth. We as a company must inspire contribution in an appropriate and professional organisation. Secondly, we'll let employees engross by responsibility. From examining the survey and results, by implementing employees and clients acting out of the normal is frequently more authoritative than trying to excavate profoundly detained attitudes, because now employees have impartial indications, and that is more direct and more probable to alternate arrogances. And I shall place it up. Employees all must must be aware of the probable added stress of minorities and sensation that must demonstrate themselves. Inspire personal appraisal. In our organisation policy and procedures training, we often ask individuals and look at their social media or Facebook networks and analyse the complete diversity to open their mind. If all the colleagues, people in their web are men, does this indicate that they think women are not ideal friends? Appraising the contact is something the employees and clients can do confidentiality, and nobody must see it. The employee must grab a small window into his or her behaviour.
I really want to leave.
Please don't do it. I don't want to do that again. Ask queries. Through examining the survey and investigating our policy and procedures in our organisation, and when our business is an employee engagement, dismissal or endorsing an employee or client, the team leader or employer must ask themselves if the prospective employee's social characteristics were diverse. Would I still be considering applying for the same thing? Female or marginal team leaders or managers, for example, will frequently have a different set of protocols than their male colleagues. We value all diversity. Yes, all the employees and clients have perspectives that no one else has. Shares the manager, employees and clients that are part of the embroidery that add value. Inclusive means that all employees and clients can have a resonance and expression on projects and goals, thus reflecting on the policies and the procedures of our organisation. Through examining the survey and the results that developed out of, we can as employees progress procedures to evaluate and consequences of our new workplace practices and applications to be executed. Approximately some of the strategies that can be established, and there was a consequence of that. The evaluation and the survey was to implement some strategies as strategies 1, expand our aptitude to attract and recruit and keep employees and clients our varied backgrounds and be set underrepresented diversity clusters. Strategy 2. Reinforce a differential and optimistic work environment through AT3, through mindfulness, promoting diversity proceedings, events, or particularly cultural important dates and work-life equilibrium. Strategy 3. Progress our sympathetic experience and knowledge of workroom diversity problems, concerns through discussions, leadership and collaboration. Lastly, we've been asked to learn from the survey and progress references to work practices and policies and procedures, and to guarantee identified gaps are occupied. Recommendations for improvement. Workplace practices which will be implemented into our organisation in order to close the identified gaps in our service delivery. Launch a sense of fitting in for the employee. Some of these are through examining the survey and bringing into our mind our policy and procedures concerning diversity and inclusiveness to bring their best identity forward. A sense of fitting in must first be recognised. Partaking in a relationship in an organisation, whether they be employees or clients, that makes them a good impression. They can be themselves not only a consequence in greater appointment and originality in our workplace, it is also great mental need. But in an organisation with diversity and inclusive policy and procedures and concerns that they are prevalent in our survey. Certain attitudes take time and they aren't continuously direct. An organisation will have to go through the tough work of directing on diversity and fashioning that inclusive philosophy so employees and clients can get to belonging. Even through examining the survey and the results, it also seems that no one size fits all method. Moreover, that's why it's so important for employees and clients to share the finest practices and be vulnerable in trying new ideas and procedures. Number 2, sympathetic leadership is a vital key. Through our policy and procedures, through examining the survey, we've found that diversity and inclusive are often preserved in a single enterprise, owned exclusively by a human resources department of our policy and procedures. But in our organisation, learning from this survey, we can see that real transformation is to happen.